Hello everybody, welcome back to my crafty den. It's Debbie here and welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here today. I just want to say a great big thank you for all of the viewers that I have, my steady viewers. And I know that a lot of people that are watching my channel haven't actually subscribed to my channel, but thank you so much for watching anyway. You have no idea how much it means to me. And for all of the new people that are here, thanks for joining me today. I hope this interests you and that you will consider subscribing or at least come back and watching more of my channel. I have been doing this series called The 12 Days of Christmas Ornaments, and I have been having so much fun doing it. Probably more fun doing this series than I have had doing anything on my channel so far. I love this series because I've loved every single thing that I've made, and I wouldn't hesitate for a second to display any of the ornaments that I've made in this series on my own tree. So today's ornament is this cone, and it's kind of a Victorian style cone, Pinterest inspired. So if you just search, go to Pinterest and search Victorian Christmas ornaments, you're bound to come across one of these. And some of them are so beautiful, shabby chic. Some of them are more traditional. This one has more traditional Christmas colors in the top of it, and I am going to show you how I made it. So for this one, I have used this paper, and it just says Winter Wonderland on the back. You could use music script paper for these ornaments, and they would look absolutely beautiful. But there's a little bit of silver shine in this paper. Just looks lovely in this ornament. So I've taken that, and then I've taken that great big package of gold and silver trims that I got. They're gold and silver or gold and silver gray, but these trims, and this was one of them, and they were in a huge package that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I've been having so much fun using them. But what I've done was I made the cone. I'll show you how I did that. And then on the front piece where the cone is actually glued together, I put a piece of that trim here, and I went all the way around. So all the way around the rim and down the center at the front where it was seamed. And then I put in a little bit of floral foam and glued it in, and I just started adding a little bit of winter decor, Christmas decor. So this beautiful poinsettia flower that is this deep, rich red, very, very soft, not shiny looking. It's actually velvety, kind of like a poinsettia flower. This little bit of gold cedar trim. This looks like the cedar from, or a piece of fern, but it does look a lot like cedar from a cedar branch, cedar leaf, I guess. I don't know. Cedar trees don't have needles. So yeah, so I'm not sure what you call it, but a little bit of that in the gold, an ordinary little sprig of pine in the back. And that's all I've put in this one. It's enough to fill the cone up completely. You can't see past it down inside. And I just punched a little hole in the back and put a hanger on it, and it will hang on my tree like this. Just so beautiful. So I'm going to show you how I made it, and I'm going to do a different style of one. What I did to get that size was the 12 by 12 paper pads. I cut the sheet in 4 pieces. So I started with a 6 by 6 inch piece of paper, which is the perfect size for this. And I want to turn this into a cone, so very much like the cones that I made to do my little floral ornament that I did. I am going to just wrap this around like this, and I'm going to glue it. So what I did for the 6-inch one, because this is good heavy paper, like it's almost a cardstock. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to soften up the pointy end, and I'm just rolling it like this. I'm just working it. So I'm doing this back and forth without creasing it. I don't want to crease in this one. But you can see after doing that for a little while, I actually have a natural curve, and it's going to make it way easier for me to do this. So the first thing I'm going to do, crease right down at the little point here and fold this over, and I'm going to put, this is what I did with the last one, and it seemed to me so much easier than using hot glue right off the hop for this, is I took my tape runner and I'm going to run this over this like that. So I took my tape runner and I'm going to put a little bit here just at the top. I'm going to run this around to here, and I'm going to meet this up so that it matches, so that I can go right down to the bottom like that, right to the bottom of the cone, and make that into the perfect point. But now I'm going to use some hot glue. So I'm just going to put a little bit down in here, and it'll be permanent hold, but you'll see that I'm going to put something over this. So this isn't going to be the only thing that's going to hold this. I want to put my finger on that and hold it down. I've been using my little finger protectors the last few days because I'm not even going to put my finger in there. This glue is so darn hot, and I'm just using my pencil so that I've got something to press against. There. So I've got that. Now this one, I want to put something around the edge here, and I've gone with kind of a cream and brown check, or it's not a buffalo check pattern, it's actually gingham, I believe. When it's small like this, it's actually gingham, or it could be buffalo check. I'm not sure how to tell the difference between the two. But if you follow me, and you've followed me for quite a while, you'll know that I went to Value Village and I hauled a curtain topper, and it was a big flounce, and it was covered in lace, and it was this beautiful little girl's pink, and I didn't buy it for a window topper or window valance. That's not what I bought it for. I bought it because it had this wonderful, almost crocheted like lace, and it was 12 inches wide. This is only a piece of it, and it's almost 10 feet long when I cut it off of that. So I have 10 feet of this gorgeous cream color, very, very beautiful lace, and that's what I'm putting on this one. So somehow I want to take this, and I'm going to put it like this, and I'm going to glue it all the way around, and that's what I want to do. So let's see how I'm going to do this. Here maybe, and then go up this side and go up this side. I'm not sure how I want to do it, but I do know that I want this on here. Maybe I'll do it like this. I haven't figured this out yet. I just cut a piece, and I do want it to layer this, but I want it to show as much as possible. Maybe I'll do it that way. I think I'm going to do it that way because I do want it to be at the top here. And then I'll seam it at the front. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some hot glue right here on this. And then I'm going to put it on that point. And don't burn yourself. I'm going to put it down like this. So once you get this coin, once you get this cone made, you can do anything you want to with this. Absolutely anything that you want to. So I'm going to trim this off definitely at the top when it's done. And I am going to put a little dot here, a little dot here, just to hold that in place like that. I'll have to trim this all off once I figure out where it's going. And it's not going to cover this perfectly because this isn't a square of fabric. It just isn't. So let's see, it'll go around like this. And that's not too bad of an edge, so that may be the edge that I keep. I may go around this way first. So I'm going to put a little bit here. Need to get my glue gun going. Just a little bit. I'm not going to put a lot on here. I don't want clumps of glue coming out. So I'm going to pull this over nice and tight. And then I'm going to trim some of this off. Right there. I think. I got to make sure this piece is going to go over. And it is. Yes. So I'm going to trim a little bit of this off right here. So this will be the hardest part of this ornament, is covering it. So let's see what I can do here. I'm going to try to get this as straight as can be. This is very hard to cut, this fabric, because it is, well, because it's lace, it's very thick. It's so pretty though. There. So, put that piece up there. Okay, now I'm going to take, maybe glue these two little bits down here a little bit better. Just like that. I want that edge to go down. And then I'm going to glue this right over top of it. I'm not going to try to fold it under. I think that's going to make it too bulky. But I'm thinking that if I can glue that right like that, it kind of blends into this other flower and makes it look like it's supposed to be there. And pull that up like that too. I think I can do that. So let's put some glue on that flower and match this and line it up right there. And then down here, let's pull this across the way it has to be. I'm going to cut that little wee piece off there because it's sticking through. So this is kind of just piecemeal. I'm going to slowly piece this together so that it's where I think it looks the best. Wonder if I use my little scissors, those big ones. I found my big scissors, but I've gotten used to using these little ones. These little ones are really sharp too. There. So I'll wrap that over there. Put a little piece there. Just like that. I can finish this little cone off at the bottom. That down around there. It is pretty, this cream lace with this beige and brownish, light brown plaid behind it. It goes together very well. So now around the top here, get that stuck really well. Around the top here as well. And maybe I can put it right on that piece. So as you can see, I'm just in that lace. I'm just looking for solid bits to glue down. Get that right on there maybe. Because what I'm going to do, let's see, I can put a little bit there. A little bit there. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, I hope so. Just trying to get these pieces to line up. So I kind of have this shape at the front, but that's not how I'm going to finish it. I want to, okay, I'm going to take my scissors. And right here, I'm going to use these ones because they're sharp, they're smaller, and they're easier to handle. So right here, I am going to trim this lace off to that line so that that has a finished edge. It's very like I'm fussy cutting it. Just like this. How about right here? Maybe I'll take it from here to here and then go here. So I have this, which is going to go down like this, and I'm going to leave this like that, and I'm going to do something similar on this side. How can let's see, I want to bend this down. I want that to come back. So maybe I'll do it this way. I'm going to start on this side here and work my way in. And this is going to be probably the hardest part of doing this, I'm pretty sure. There. And you can make the lace look a little bit finished by finding a line like that and just cutting on it. So anytime you find old pieces of lace, try that out. There. I'm going to hot glue a little bit of this here so that that will come over just a little bit. I'm trying not to use too much glue on this. Like that. It pops out, It pops out of the little holes. Lots and lots of texture on this. Lots and lots of texture. So I'm just going to take this, put a little wee dot there, and fold it down so that this isn't tight here. And I'm going to do the same on this side. Just a little bit here. And I'm going to fold it over. So I have a cone. Now the next thing I'm going to do is put some floral in here. To do that, I've got a piece of floral foam here, and I am going to cut a piece that fits in here. This is a used I'm not using that arrangement anymore, so I just pulled everything back out of it, and I'm going to use the same floral foam. So I just have a kitchen knife. I'm going to cut a piece off, get rid of this chunk that just fell out of the middle. That's what happens when you reuse some pieces. It doesn't matter. I am going to... I'm going to just trim at this until I have it looking like a little bit of a cone. Let's see. A little bit more off of there. See what if I can get it down in. And that's far enough. So we don't need it to go all the way to the bottom. We absolutely don't. I do need it to come back out of here though. Come back out, please. There. Let me clean up this. There, that's a little bit better. I am going to just drizzle some hot glue in here. Just around, and that'll catch on that foam and keep it in place. Just like that. Now that keeps the cone in the shape of a cone. It looks pretty good. It is very vintagey, very, very vintagey. Just the lace and the whole look of it, like that, almost Victorian. Now I am going to put some florals in it. So for this one, I think I'm going to somehow try to arrange some of the white poinsettia, maybe a pine cone. Some berries. And some of these sprigs that have the tiniest little bit of gold on the ends of them. So let's see how I can do it. I have a bunch of bits here. I'm going to use the gold center of this. I am going to use, I've just ripped apart some florals. So I'm going to try to create my own. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to put this in here. Let's see. Let's take this off of here. So I can put this in here, this in here, like that. So I get a little bit more. I'm going to put them first over this center. So I'm just going to feed them over the center like that. And arrange them so that they go like this. Then I'm going to shove them onto this backing to hold them together. So I've basically created my white poinsettia. Like that. So that will be part of it. So I feel really bad, but I somehow permanently deleted the end of the footage where I was putting these florals together. So I did get to the point where I had put together this white poinsettia. So you saw that, and the rest of this was, I just put a little bit of glue on the tip of the pick that was behind at the bottom of the flower, and I inserted it into the floral foam with a little bit of the hot glue on it so that it would stay. I added this little sprig of pine at the back. I put a very simple gold glittered pine cone in the back here, and this is a natural pine cone. It's not a fake one or anything. I put some berries on this side and a little bit of berries on this side to fill it and add a little bit of the traditional red. And this is really pretty. I love how this one turned out. So I'll show you a couple more that I made. I did this one. I did this one. This was the first one that I showed you. And I did one using some of the, and this is how simple they can be. All this is 3 poinsettias put into the floral foam. And for this one, I used some, it's part of the Christmas paper pad. It's actually from the same paper pad as the check and the Winter Wonderland paper. It's all from last year's paper pad. I wish I could remember what the name of that paper pad was. But this one is a sheet music, and it actually says bells on bobtail's ring. So it is actually a Christmas song, which I really like. And I think it's really pretty. I wish I had more of this paper left. I'd make some more with this. So I took the same trim that I put, let me pull this up out of here, it's tucked in, but took the same trim and put it around the top of this that I did on this one. And then I just wrapped it. I just spiraled it down and hit it in a couple places with some hot glue so that it would stay. So I did that one. And the last one I did, and I actually think I like the center of this one almost the best. So for this one, I just used the check paper. I took the, what do you call this, rickrack. I took the rickrack from that same package of trims, and I hot glued it all the way around the edge. And then I started here and I went down to the center, and I started here and I went down to the center so that I had just a little bit more dimension on the paper. But I do love, love, love the center of this one, and it's just 2 of those little pine sprigs. I'm just using up bits and pieces now. And that's great. Using up your bits and pieces that you have left over from other things is great for these because they're such small little arrangements. But this one's got 2 cones, 2 little sprigs, and some berries. And these cones, this is the way the white poinsettia came. I took the other one off of these cones, but these cones came in a little package that I got a couple years ago, and each one of the cones was backed with 3 leaves of white poinsettia and then 3 green leaves. And I pulled most of them apart and did other arrangements with them. But I like this one because I threw just an extra 3 leaves, nothing on it, just an extra 3 leaves down in the front, wrapped it around the front edge, and hot glued it like that at the front edge. And I love the way that looks, the way it's wrapped there. So very, very simple. So there's all 4 of them. I am so happy with the way that these turned out, and these are fun to make and way easier than you could ever imagine. A great way to use up paper pad, a great way to use up 6x6 inch paper pads. You could just take each one of your pages from a 6x6 and turn it into a cone. That's how easy it would be. So I'm loving these. I'm loving this whole series. I had so much fun doing this. So thank you so, so much, everybody, for watching. I hope you had as much fun watching as I did making them. And I hope you'll stick around on my channel. If you're not a subscriber, consider hitting the button and stick around and see what I've got planned for the rest of December and what's going to happen going into the new year. So bye-bye for now, everybody. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.